All right. Well, thanks for talking White Sox with me, man. It was a good one. It's always easy to, like we said.
Yeah.
But we got to move on to our final topic, and it's usually the most fun topic of Behind the Pen because I always got to throw my Bears talk in there. So we're a couple weeks into training camp now, and of course some familiar storylines are being brought up, like Leonard Floyd and his weight problem. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I think he'll be okay. Who knows? Alshon Jeffrey's hurt. What else is new? He's got a hamstring. Yeah. Not good. Marcus Wilson, he freaking broke his foot before it even started.
It doesn't surprise me.
What else is new? You know?
And I think Jay Cutler's in the news as well.
Oh, yeah. And some freaking idiot. Two freaking idiots. Three freaking idiots. Because I got to bring in. So, yeah. If you guys didn't hear about this, I'm laughing because it's just so funny to me that this stuff is happening. It's just people are obsessed with Cutler for some reason, but whatever. So I guess Brandon Marshall first off says, I think Cutler can be an MVP this year. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have the Bennett brothers, Marty and Michael, saying, one, Cutler's the worst quarterback in football, and two, Marty Bennett said, what did he say? I forget.
Martellus and Michael Bennett said, I would be wide open, and then he would chuck it down the field and throw an interception to a guy who was in double coverage.
See?
He's not completely wrong. It's happened before.
Well, yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But no, it's just so funny to me that like this stuff is coming up, and with Martellus Bennett saying all that thing, it's like, why?
See, with Marshall, I don't have a problem because
of course he's just running his mouth as always.
They're best friends, him and Cutler. Yeah. I mean, and the thing with he was saying he's more of an MVP level quarterback, and I think if you're throwing Cutler in there's like 15 MVP level quarterbacks then, and he said Fitzpatrick is elite, so I think if you're 15 through 25, you're elite. And the thing with the Bennetts, I mean, I think that interview was hilarious too. I mean, they were jokingly calling Sam Bradford the best quarterback in the NFL.
I hope people don't take that whole interview seriously because you could just read it, and if you know the Bennett brothers and how just imaginative, I'd like to say, in terms of how they express themselves, you can't take them seriously ever.
No, but they do bring up good points in some parts of it. But the thing that I do want to bring up though is you have Marshall who's saying he's one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and you have the Bennett saying he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, and that just seems like a consistent narrative, not only outside the NFL and outside of non-Bears fans, but even with Bears fans. It's like Cutler's the worst quarterback in the league, or Cutler's the best quarterback the Bears ever had. It's always he's fighting in between.
Cutler sucks. Bench Cutler. Give me Josh McNown. I need him.
How many comments we sift through where it's like, oh, these guys are Bears homers that don't know anything about Cutler. Cutler's terrible. Well, Cutler is a middle of the pack quarterback to a top level quarterback. I mean, he's not in the top 5.
He's outside top 10. That's for sure. Nobody's saying that he is
close to the top 10, but he is still a serviceable quarterback. I mean, he's better.
He's more than serviceable in my opinion. I know what you're saying. Exactly.
I mean, right now I think guys below him could definitely jump up. I mean, guys like Blake Bortles, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston. I mean, these guys who are younger who really haven't proven themselves completely yet. I think they're below him and can move up. But I mean, even guys like that. I mean, above him, Tony Romo's getting older. Eli Manning's getting older. I mean, I think Cutler can still stay around that middle of the pack.
Yeah, I feel like if you want to rank Cutler in terms of quarterbacks, you want to comp, I'd say Matthew Stafford, Joe Flacco. Tony Romo's better than Cutler. Yeah, let me say that. But I feel like he's in that mix. I would peg Cutler as probably 13 or 12 right now in terms of quarterbacks number-wise.
I would say 13 through 16. Just because fair. You cannot rely on them consistently.
But let me counter your point with this. Did you know that Cutler is second all-time in go-ahead or game-winning fourth-quarter touchdown passes?
Oh, I don't care about that.
Behind Tom Brady.
Oh, no, it's not. How can you not?
How can you not care about that? The consistency is what you're talking about?
No, game-to-game basis.
But he's always...
It either seems to be up and down. I'm not saying he's clutch. There's a difference between clutch and consistent. You can be consistent, and you can be consistently bad, or you can be consistently great. You can be consistent, though. He's always been consistent. He's never had a huge spike. He's toned down the interception numbers, but then he's also toned down the touchdown numbers. Yeah. He's always been near the same ratio of touchdowns to interceptions. I mean, he's a consistent quarterback who's consistently in the middle of
that. And people always are throwing out his record, which is around 500, his touchdown interception. His touchdowns, they're going up. He had a career year last year, and that goes with the system that he was in. But this is going to be an opportunity for me, because I know you're a Cutler fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you're not one of those guys.
I'll defend him.
Unlike our boy Ricky Widmer here at MVP, he hates him I just don't understand why.
He's just jealous because Cutler's a better quarterback than Bridgewater right now.
Absolutely. I think Cutler's second best quarterback in the division. I'll say that. I think he's better than Stafford, and I think he's better than Bridgewater.
I want to see what Stafford can do without Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know. I just that's a different conversation. But there's just an opportunity for me to explain why Cutler is better than what you perceive him to be. Because what Cutler can do on the field is something that not a lot of quarterbacks can. He's athletic, extremely athletic. Much more. He's got size, obviously. He's got that big arm, but he's got such great pocket awareness that he's able to read rushes, maneuver around the pocket, step up, make those throws. He's clutch. He is absolutely clutch when it comes down to game-winning drives. Like I mentioned, that one stat, he can move on his feet. And yes, there are flaws in Cutler's game. Absolutely. One of them is if his first option isn't there, he panics. And he won't look at 2 or 3.
His mechanics aren't always A+.
And everybody talks about his mechanics, but what are you going to do there? He is how he is.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying. I mean,
it's true.
How many back foot throws this guy makes? I mean, or front foot throws.
I mean, he's got the power to complete those passes, but especially early on with the Bears, we saw that a lot. He was making poor decisions. But with that, what we saw last year, with the limited talent that he had around him, we saw so much growth in Cutler. And even though he's, 32, 33 years old, he's still growing as a player. And that goes to the fact that this will be his 7th different offensive play caller, including Trestman, in his, since 2009, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 7 years. So he's had a different play caller in almost every single season.
Basically.
And he's had no offensive line. Oh, and I forgot to mention, for those who think he's a pussy, this guy gets up every single freaking time he gets knocked on his ass. This guy's tough. How can you question his toughness? It pisses me off.
The thing that I will always go towards with Jay Cutler, I mean, is more of, it's not about Jay Cutler's mentality, because people just remember the NFC Championship game where he went out. I was
going to bring that up too.
That's all people remember is he went out and didn't come back. And was that kind of, if he should have came back or not? Yes. I mean, yeah. But the thing that I will always say is that, he does care, and it doesn't look like he's not.
I know, and that's the thing too. That's a perception, but it's wrong. There's a difference between
him and Tom Brady. He's not Tom Brady. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. Don't expect him to go out there and get in front of people's faces. Don't expect him to be Aaron Rodgers.
It's all about perception,
leading a team like that. Can Jay Cutler be a part of a playoff team? Yes, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
And can he be a leader of that team?
Absolutely.
I'm not sure.
Absolutely can.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely can. He's a leader in his own right. Not everybody has to be.
Yeah, no, he's not the leader.
Guy to get in your face like Tom Brady, who's like very, very emotional on the field, and we could see that. Cutler's a different player.
Yeah, he is. But I think the thing is if you put him on this team in 2006, where we had this fantastic defense, Cutler was your quarterback, Super Bowl winners, without a doubt. But the thing is I don't think he can be that key piece of a team.
He's going to have to be this year.
That's why I'm tough to say. I think you and Mark in our predictions said Bears are going 10-6. I have a tough time saying that because I don't know if Cutler can be that main focus point of that offense because Jeffrey is obviously dealing with injuries. Kevin White's coming back. We don't know how well Kevin White can do in his rookie year. There's a lot of inconsistencies.
There's a lot of questions.
And I don't know if Cutler can step up and do that, especially with Logan's coming in and being that new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and I feel like what I've been reading and what I've been seeing, Cutler and Loggins have a really nice relationship. They get along well, and that's something that obviously needs to happen if Cutler's on your team, because we saw it with Aaron Cromer, who's an idiot and was also psycho. Mike Martz couldn't get along with him at all because he was getting him killed on every 7-step drop, and he would just keep calling the same plays. Idiot. Mike Tice had a preschool playbook, say that over and over again. Ron Turner, remember. Mark Trestman, don't even get me started with the Trestman era. It was just, he wasn't around the right personnel, and despite the fact that he had Marshall, Bennett, Forte, we saw the production, and we saw what he could do, but he was always limited by what the personnel had around him, whether it was the offensive line, whether it was the head coach, whether it was the offensive coordinator,
whether
play
it was
calling.
The defensive side too.
He got no help from the defense. The 2 years under Trestman, they were historically the worst ever.
And the thing also that didn't help him is you have a guy in Josh McCown that comes in and does great with that team, and that obviously doesn't help, because then people are like, well, you bring in a guy like Josh McCown, and well, Josh McCown was really great that year.
Cutler does things that other quarterbacks can't. Especially, and that's what puts him ahead of the pack in terms of mediocrity. Cutler is not mediocre. He is above that. He is a top 15 quarterback at the least.
Cutler is kind of like Yasiel Puig and the fact that he doesn't have a character issue. People think he has a character issue.
He doesn't.
But it also doesn't seem like he's always able to live up that potential.
That's such a bad comp. Come on.
No, but I'm saying like it's a guy that you see all this potential from, but he never can put every single one part of that together at the same time. You see this fantastic arm, but you don't see the great playmaking at the same time. Yeah. You see this athleticism, but you also see his bad pocket awareness at times. You see his offensive line taking him down. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts.
He turns the ball over. That's obviously a knock, whether it's fumbling or throwing picks at untimely position. And that's the thing that pisses off Bears fans the most is those picks. But overall, Cutler is good enough to take you to the Super Bowl. Now, whether or not that'll be it this year, we don't know.
I think he's good enough to be a part of a Super Bowl team. I don't think he can lead someone.
I think
a
he can.
Team to
I think
to
he
a Super
absolutely
Bowl.
can. You just get the right pieces around him. He's got enough talent to do so.
I think if we saw that in 2011 when we made the NFC Championship game.
No. What was it? 2012 when he broke his thumb. That was the year, man.
Yeah, but 2011 we were actually there.
What was it? 2010. I think it was 2010.
2010, 2011. Whenever we played the Packers in the NFC, I think it was 2010 because then they went and played the Steelers. But the thing with that is that team was perfect for Cutler. You had the defense around him. You had the weapons around him. You had all of that come
Run
together.
Game.
You had all of that come together, and they just couldn't put it together. And I don't know if that window will come again. And I think Ryan Pace is doing a fantastic job.
Yep.
I think John Fox is a great head coach. I think losing Adam Gase is going to hurt because I think he.
I don't think there's going to be a significant fall off.
Well, no, but I think more that he could have been the head coach of the future. I think I was really high on Gase. I think he'll struggle in Miami, but that's a different story. I just think that the pieces will never come again for Cutler to be a part of a Bears team that goes deep into the playoffs.
Because what Vic Fangio is able to remember, this coaching staff's a very, very smart bunch of guys, and they have a lot of talent now defensively, much more so than they had last year.
I just think this year is not the year for the Bears to make the playoffs. It's going to be next year and what they do in this offseason.
I disagree. I feel like they're going to...
We'll see.
I feel like they're going to come on and they have enough talent on the offensive side as long as they're healthy because freaking Alshon Jeffrey can't stay on the field, but, Cutler's got the weapons compared to last year, obviously. So, and Daniel Braverman.
I love a kid.
Oh,
love him.
He's gonna make the team, and he's gonna play.
Make the team, yeah, for sure. He's making the team.
Yeah, he's gonna make.
I don't think there's a question.
Yeah, he's gonna make some nice plays out there. He's awesome.
I love him.
He's so awesome.
I love him as a slot.
Okay, well, we talked a lot of stuff today, Sean. Thank you so much for jumping on. Oh, absolutely. Anytime. We got to have a show with Brandon on soon talking about the MLB because that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. But thank you guys for listening. You guys on SoundCloud, you're awesome. YouTube, subscribe to us. Make sure you like or dislike. I don't really care. Call me an idiot. Tell me that color sucks. That's fine.
Oh, you're going to get enough. You don't even have to tell him to do that.
He doesn't.
It's going to get it.
He's the best quarterback in Bears history, bar none. Just get the hell out of here.
That might speak on how well our quarterback history is.
And don't even give me this stuff that Sid Luckman's better. And yeah, you can argue Jim McMahon is because he won a Super Bowl, but give me a freaking break.
Jim McMahon's not a great. He had Walter Payton as a goddamn running back.
It was a different era too. Look at all right. We could talk about another freaking 45 minutes.
He had a top 3 defense in the fucking NFL history.
Ever. So what else do I have to... Oh, Patreon. Patreon.com/ most valuable podcasts. You guys will entertain you more if you become one. We really do appreciate We value your time. Thank you so much for listening. Also, check out Mark's new album. It'll be on MVP coming up soon, so keep an eye on that. Until then, for Sean Anderson, I'm Mike Rankin of Behind the Pen. We will see you all next time.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter @MostValuablePod for more great podcasts.